So I joined the Green Party as of I guess it was probably midnight-ish last night.
Wow.
I am now a paid member of the Green Party.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So we also have a Green Party.
Okay.
I wonder what the similarities and differences are.
Yes. Well, so for many years, as you would expect, the Green Party here in the UK, the Green Party of England and Wales, has been very much on environmental issues, and so it was always a kind of. It was like, let's be real, it was a throwaway vote. I mean, at a local level, sure, maybe you might be happy getting a Green MP, but they were kind of seen as a single issue party.
Yeah.
And yeah, you voted for them if you were particularly, I guess, disenfranchised maybe by Labour, and which is our left-leaning party, and more that is the case. And people have been, we last year you and I spoke the day after the election here, or the day the votes were officially counted, and Sir Keir Starmer took the keys to number 10. Since then, it's been a fucking mess. And for a while, I was like, listen, lads, let's hold the discourse for a bit. There's, they've got a lot to clean up. There's a lot going on. And, they've got to right the ship and stuff. And after a while, you're like, oh no.
Oh, they're not actually doing good.
He hasn't got... well, as a commentator today who I trust said, he's just not very good at politics, which is our Prime Minister, which is our head of state, who is soon going to be meeting with your head of state over here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And so,
yes.
You said it was Labour that's in charge right now, right?
Yes, so Labour is in charge.
And they're showing how ineffectual they are. Maybe not
just
them as a party, but just him.
Actively bad at this point, because the whole situation with Gaza and Israel and Palestine, under his eye, that's isn't that from Handmaid's Tale?
Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
Yeah, under his stewardship, and he was a former, I think he was the head of the Crown Prosecution Service. So, but essentially, it is now people. I was going to say it is now illegal. That's not the case. People are being arrested for peaceful protest, for seeming to hint towards being in support of what is called a proscribed organisation. I know, there's a lot to walk through there. There's a lot to unpick.
Weak.
So a proscribed organisation is proscribed, meaning it's on a list of, we think you're a terrorist organisation. So there's an organisation here. And listen, I'm going to do my best to summarize this, and I'm gonna get details wrong, but I'm gonna do my best.
Sure.
So there's an organization here called Palestine Action, and they I want to double check, it is action. I'm pretty sure it's Palestine Action, not Action for Palestine. They have been deemed a terrorist organization and have been for a while, because
they're in support of Palestine.
Well, it's because they did some daubings on a military helicopter or a plane. So they broke in, trespassed, and painted a plane. So that's
painted a plane.
They graffitied a plane.
Terrorism.
And that is why they are now. Now, that is the reason given for why they have been a proscribed terrorist organisation. And so under UK law, being in support of a prescribed terrorist organisation, as in protesting in their favour, or rabble-rousing for them, whatever, is not allowed. Problem is, I mean, they're not a terrorist organization.
Of course.
That's one thing. But it's got to the point where, and there was a video of a woman that got a woman in her, I want to say 60s, over the weekend, who was arrested for a half-completed sign that said something along the lines of, I oppose genocide, I support. She hadn't finished writing the sign and then was arrested. And this is, I've seen the video.
Oh my God.
She hadn't finished writing the sign. And she said, like, I'm not hiding it, I'm supportive, but it's not on the sign. And everybody in the crowd,
right.
What are you arresting her for? And that's the problem with the police, is that, there's police in my family, but those accepted, I don't think the police are the brightest.
Members,
they're just sort of, okay, but I've been given, that's bad. So you did a bad, you have to go in the van now. I don't want to think. So,
I mean, they're not supposed to.
No. Well, it is.
I guess that's more military.
Well, this is the difficult thing. So policing in the UK and the US is very different. We have a thing called police by consent. And the police are supposed to be, there's a great video on this, actually, I watched a week or so ago, which is a little bit Pollyanna-ish in favour of the UK. Like, it's a little bit rose-tinted, but it had the right idea. Like, you look at the difference between the US and the UK police. It's like the US are like, get the fuck away. I'm gonna tase you if you look at me wrong. The police over here, they wear high visibility clothing. Like, they are meant to be someone you can go to. The police in America are people you run from. The police over here are meant to be people you can go to.
Right.
And increasingly that's not the case. And so we have this really difficult thing. So we've got the Prime Minister, who was the former head of the CPS, who should know about the rule of law and the power of law. We now have laws that are being enforced that the public aren't behind. And so there's this thing that I can't remember the name of it, but there's an ability for a jury. A jury has the right to disregard the instructions of a judge. So if a jury wants to overturn even the recommendation of a judge, the judge says, I strongly recommend you find this defendant guilty, the jury is, they have the right to overturn that. It's only a recommendation. And so when we have a society where the laws that we have aren't respected because the laws are bullshit, then we have ourselves a problem. I was listening today to a thing about why the real reason Palestine Action is a prescribed organization, and my reading of it is essentially to do with the fact that they were too effective in the fact that they were protesting the selling of UK arms to Israel. And that can't be allowed because it's big business. It's too important. And that's essentially why they have been prescribed, because they are too effective at their job, and capitalism needs to capitalism.
Yeah. That's the only that's all we're living under is capitalism.
So last night, I saw a video by Zach Polanski, who is the now head of the Green Party of England and Wales, and he appealed to he piqued my interest straight away, where he basically just said, this country is shit, and he said, this country is shit, our politicians are shit, the rivers are filled with shit, and he's saying the shit word like a grown-up, and so straight away, because this is the thing about populist politics, and his whole thing is that he's running as a populist leader. He wants, to bring that level, because we have Nigel Farage as the popular, who is basically probably going to be our next prime minister, and he is what Trump would like to be with a tighter net around him, with fewer obstacles probably. So he wants to do the things that Trump wants to do, and he's learned a lot from Trump, and he's sucked his dick. Anyway, that's cool. But So he's probably going to be the next prime minister. So we need someone equally populist. My understanding of that term, anyway, to stand up and start to be the person who says things that appeal to people, that appeal to what people actually believe. And he said all the things that I believe to be true, and they are now the party of the left. They seem to be, because Jeremy Corbyn, who was once the leader of the of the Labour Party, and a darling of the left, he ain't got a fucking clue what's going on. He got ousted from the Labour Party because of coded anti-Semitism stuff, which was a whole thing. Which, but essentially he got.
Like, what's the point? What's even the point of anti-Semitism anymore? Like, isn't that just? Hasn't it run its course? I guess not, but everybody throughout time has loved to hate the Jews.
There's still Islamophobia, but yeah. There is oh god, I've got to tread so carefully. I'm not an anti-Semite. Just hand up. But when it's interesting when you look at. I don't know, man. No. I'm not even going to go down there because, like, I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Okay,
but
I want to know why you needed to clarify.
No. It's so fucking. It's just like walking into a nest of nettles. It's just like they're everywhere. What is interesting though is when it gets down to the Israel and Palestine stuff, how much people will talk about anti-Semitism when you criticize Israel, and it's like, yeah, but hang on a minute.
That's a state, not a people.
When it's not that, they're committing genocide. So if you think do you think committing genocide is Jewish? That's what a fucked up thought. Because if you're conflating the two by saying if you're criticizing Israel, then you're an anti-Semite, what the fuck are you saying about Jews then that you conflate those two things?
You know, back in the day they did it to themselves.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I said back in the day they did it to themselves.
That's why it really hurts.
Radiohead
reference. So anyway, I joined the Green Pie. Hi, Brendan.
Good. About time. Green's a good color on you.
Yeah, it is actually good. Earthy tones, good for me. But yeah, I got my friend Kat, she's done leafleting for them before, and I'm keen to have a chat with her, and I might start going to if they've got local meetings and stuff.
Nice.
I ain't got time, but at the same time,
I know.
I also ain't got. I'm not going to sit here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know that feeling.
I was driving with my parents on Sunday, and we were talking about state of the world and whatever. Farage is probably going to be the next PM, and my knee jerk reaction was like, if that happens, I'm leaving. And then I stopped myself and I went, no, if that happens, I'm fucking staying. I'm fucking staying put, and I'm helping. And I'd rather start helping now than what did it take? It took that guy to get into office for you to get off your ass and do something. Instead, you sit here and you pontificate, and you spread your half-remembered fact that you saw on TikTok or read on Blue Sky and pass off as fact. Well, actually, why don't you start using some shoe leather and go and do some stuff? That's I feel like that's where my head's at.
So in this wonderful country, in
this economy,
2016 people were so in their head, had their head in the sand around racism, around the general vibe of the country, of the populace of America, and we're obviously very surprised. The liberals were very surprised about Trump's win, and then for the next 4 years,
only the entire mainland of the US.
Yeah, they actually stepped up for the next 4 years and fucking protested and fucking informed and worked really hard, and then they beat him. They got him. He lost re-election. And obviously this is recapping, but like people did actually, they got off their ass and they worked at it, and then they've like Democrats always do, they're like, oh yeah, we did it, we're done, we fixed it, we fixed racism, we fixed all the different problems with our country, and now the right old guy is in. And then they just sat on their ass again. And of course, we went right back to our normal because, right. Like, how is that a surprise? And plus, he was up against another woman. Like, it's a racist and sexist country. So it was like, of course. But, yeah, so I applaud you making the effort before the worst case scenario. And, a good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
I feel the warm hand of history on my shoulder. Just like not as if like I have any place in history, but more in the place of like I want to be able to like look my past self in the eye and say, at least you didn't just sit there and watch TikTok and get angry. Is really it, like whether you went to some meetings, you spoke to some people, and you got educated, and you tried to help other people understand, like that would be enough. To get informed and to start then spreading the word and to be confident about stuff. That excites me in the like traditional sense of like, get up and at 'em.
I've pretty consistently felt. And this, I didn't have this framing at the time, in 2020 when I started going to protests and stuff. But my 9-ness wants to, not disturb, keep the peace, go with the flow, sloth, like low energy, not get involved. And so, in 2020 when things were happening, I was looking at it. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? How I don't feel like I have any impact. I can't make any political changes or whatever. So
I loved your instinct.
That sucks. I support,
I loved your instinct for what you did.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And, well, that was a prompt. I mean, obviously I did it, but it was prompted by a conversation with Margaret. She got really upset at one of the many, thing after thing after thing. I think another black person was killed by a cop, and it was just like, I think she was just upset at the whole thing, but she turned to me and she was like, well, what are you going to do? And I think there were some more expletives in there. I can't remember. It's been a while, but I was like, oh, it's on me to do something. Like, we all kind of need to participate in this.
Now,
that's how I felt at that time.
Yeah. I just want to hit pause because we should explain to the listener what I was talking about when I said thank you Roscoe for chipping in. But Margaret, I love you. But that's an interesting thing. Like, why was that on you?
Because it's our country. It's our, they're representing me.
Sure. So, because, and it may just have been your reading of the question, but I'm like, that's a great question, but also, okay, back at you. Like, what are you gonna do? So what did Margaret have in, what was Margaret
What did she do?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would do political campaigning for. She would make calls and make postcards and stuff. And
I knew there would be something like that's why I didn't think it would be a particular challenge. Now, you don't ask a question like that without like a sense of what you're going to do yourself. So yeah,
and I don't know that she particularly had a strong idea. Like, she was also like. Yeah, I can't put myself exactly back in that time frame. But like right now, she has actually to one of the we do a monthly. She does a monthly meeting of an organization is a strong word that she helped co-found with her friend Amy called World Builders, where they get together with a bunch of friends and talk about the best ways to like kind of rebuild back after all this damage that's being done by our political situation. And I haven't been able to attend a meeting yet because it's usually been on Thursdays and it's conflicted with my men's group, but they've now switched to Tuesdays, and so I'm going today. I've been invited this whole time. I finally get to go, which is exciting. And that's a little bit more recent. At the time, she was doing some other, like, getting together with friends. She was doing a lot of active, like, talking with people and trying to find reasonability or something.
Sure.
She had
just reason.
She had one. Yeah, she did have. It was pretty interesting to be involved in this little drama. She has two friends who live close but in a different large city nearby, and one has a retired cop as a father. That's a funny way to put it. And another friend in that trio, and and Margaret and the non-cop father having friend were very much on the ACAB train, and with all the stuff going on, and the cop daughter was not feeling that message. She was very much loved her father and feels like her father is a very good person, and so there was like this big turmoil in between. And then I don't know, it's been funny to watch that trio of friends over time, because the other friend kind of went a little bit crazy, and now Margaret's really good friends with the cop father friend, and like dynamics just change. Anyways, that's not important. I don't know. But yeah, so I got super into it. I got super active, and I was going to the protests all the time and
watering them, feeding them, looking after them.
Yeah, wonderfully apple picked snacks, and
still, it's not where they came from; it's where they went.
Robin Hooding a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was my chance to like that. That's always been the fantasy in my mind. But this time I was actually able to like actually Robin Hood a bit, and so that felt good. And it was good to see. It was great to see the people's passion and support that as much as I could. Also at the time I was heavily in a fibro mode, and I couldn't actually walk the protests, the marches that were going on. I kind of had to be in my car, so it kind of all worked out. But yeah, it did feel it felt at the time like it was a duty of mine. It was necessary for Brendan to take action. And now I kind of still feel that, but also I kind of feel like not that I fulfilled my quota, but I worked really hard, and I do feel like I made a difference. And I can't do that forever. It is super draining, and I'm in a season of stepping back and away from that. And I will surely venture into another season of coming forward and being more politically active. And right now, other people can carry that torch in this relay race, because it's not a sprint. We got to keep doing this kind of forever, and it's easy to burn out on this shit. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's so overwhelming. It's so just like baffling. I don't know. I get so confused by it. I know everybody has a different perspective, a different understanding, different level of education, and Um,
and a level of entrenchment.
Families. Entrenchment for sure. Yeah. I was just in my men's group. One of the guys there is a teacher in like early middle school type age, so it's like 7 to 12-year-olds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the I can't remember any of the quotes that he's given, but he says some of the things that the kids say, and it's like, you obviously got that from your parents. And like he taught in Korea for a while, right. And there is this anti-Japan like racism. Yeah, that is super strong. It's even in the kids, and they'll like be flipping through a book and it'll show a photo of Japan, and they're like, no Japan, and they hit it with their finger. They're like, no. Okay. Yeah. like they're rubbing a cat's face in the shit or something like that. And there's no.
Look at what you did, Japan.
No. Yeah, because of a war like that. Obviously, the kid was never involved in, and it just gets passed down. And it's fascinating. I was gonna say it's sad, but it's also not to me anymore. It's not. It's like sad, sure, but like it's also just human. We share with our kids how we feel and prepare them for the world as best as we can, or whatever our capability is, or everything. And I don't know.
So there was a sitcom. Well, it wasn't a sitcom at all. It was a kind of a drama, but it was funny because of the characters and the way they were played. And it was called Auf Wiedersehen Pet. And I will have to explain some of that. So Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye something.
German goodbye. But the pet is a Geordie affectation. Geordie being a name for people from the northeast of England. And so they might say, goodbye pet, except in a proper accent. And so Auf Wiedersehen Pet was this story of a bunch of fellas, mostly I think from the northeast, from Newcastle, going over to work in Germany, which is I think a fairly common thing. You get a load of British labourers would go over there and they'd live and work in Germany, this was sort of 80s, late 80s, and then into the early 90s, and it was revived a little as well. And it was I have a great fondness for it. I mean, almost certainly none of it will hold up now. Because I mean, it's a bunch of blokes and doing blokey things and blokey bloke.
Yeah. No blokes.
Blokes. But there's one guy. I think the character might be Moxie, who I think was a Liverpudlian, and he really hated the Germans. And he really had it in for the Germans, and that was like part of his thing. And then one night they're in their usual bar or whatever, and one of the characters asked him, like, why are you always laying into? And it's the last line of the episode, I think, before the credits roll, and this amazing ending theme song comes up, which is I might have as my funeral song. And so someone asks, why are you it's such a big problem with the Germans? And then the camera just focuses on him, and he says, well, them's the bastards that bombed me granny. And then it's like sort of credits. And I mean, I may be misremembering if that is the end of the episode, but like that was very much like because it wasn't really ever spoken of. And like I remember even from it was amazing in Mad Men.
Just bomb their grandpas then.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Just tit for tat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Mad Men, like one of the characters who's, I think he was supposed to be much older than your main man.
Don Draper.
Don Draper. I think he was, yeah, but like acting wise, I don't think he was that much older. He had a whole thing about the Japanese and hated working with them and everything because of this, coming out of 10, 15 years out of the Second World War, right. And like this shit runs deep.
Wasn't that Roger Sterling that had the?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. You're welcome. He was my favorite character.
Yeah, and I really like the actor.
Yes.
I'm always pleased to see him in things.
Mm-hmm,
I went to go and see Weapons last night.
Oh, what's that?
It's the new hotness. It's a horror film.
I was going to say, is it a secret horror film?
Yeah. And so last year, a friend clued me into a film called Barbarians. And he said, you simply must watch Barbarians. And I did, and I thought it was brilliant. It's got Justin Long in it. And it's really good, and it's like brutal in places and just like really over the top and stuff, but also brilliant, really smart and great. And this was this guy's follow-up. And
nice.
It's great, man. It's so good. I mean, I was on a date and that helped. But
tell me more.
Well, these things are developing. Yeah.
A horror movie date.
Horror movie date.
That worked for Margaret. And on your recommendation, we watched Bird Box.
Yeah.
And cuddled up close on the
couch. Yeah, man. So it was. So I was. I was with a discerning viewer, and so she was pleased with the selection of film, because it wasn't just jump scares for the sake of jump scares. It's good stuff.
Nice.
It was really, really, really good. So if you get it, it's probably finished in like I might have just caught it in the last week now, because I was a bit late, but. If you get the chance, if it comes to a streaming platform, do check it out. And also check out Barbarians. Very, very, very good.
Cool. Recommendation corner. Let's see, what good movies have I watched? I don't remember past last night, but Carl and I rewatched, I rewatched, for him it was the first time watching the Roulette episode of Game Changer, where they spin the big wheel.
Oh, sure.
And have those different prompts on their bodies. Holy shit, that's a funny. We were just like, Margaret had already gone to sleep, and she was like, "Did you guys watch something funny last night? Because you were loud as hell." It was pretty fun.
The woman with whom I went on a date has just sent me screenshot of a Guardian article titled 4 hikers on magic mushrooms, one with debilitating high rescued in New York, and then she said, did you do shrooms on a mountain, or am I making that up?
Oh, that's awesome. It's also silly. I think about that just
silly.
Constantly. I can't. I love it so much. Why aren't we all dancing?
Man.
Did I tell you that that I'm not supposed to use inside jokes around people who don't know the inside joke?
Oh, okay.
Did we talk about that? Do you feel like what are your what are your thoughts about that? I can't remember. It sounds familiar. I know I talked to somebody about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might have talked about this last week.
Okay. Then we won't.
But yeah, it's I think it depends on the joke. Sometimes, like all it takes is just you had to be there. Like that's why we have the phrase.
Yeah.
That's why that phrase exists. It's like you had to be there.
You had to be there.
And they're cute. They're cute, and we should have them. That's my stance.
I think I don't know. I feel, and maybe I'm just saying this from the perspective of somebody who's in on the joke, but I feel like people can kind of get it. Like usually, like something is kind of a non sequitur, and it's like, oh, that must be an inside joke. I wonder what that's about. Like at least that's in my mind. When I hear that, that's what I think. I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm left out.
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know what the problem is, but then I often don't understand what the problem is. Like, I don't understand racism. I don't understand all these. It's just like, what's the problem?
To be clear, like I often don't understand what the problem is. You know, racism. What's the
Oh yeah, not obviously not
no.
Not the problem with racism, but what's the problem with these people that are racist? Like what?
Oh, okay, I've got one for you.
Tell me.
Because in the continuing, like, here's the new chapter of Mark is surprised that there are horrible people on the internet.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
Will it ever end? I don't think so.
Oh god. So there was a what was meant to be humorous little TikTok video, and it tweaked. It pushed one of my buttons. And it was the joke being when people being in British pubs, you will have seen you walk up to the bar and you've often got the pumps there with the taps there with the logos and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's how you can know what's on tap.
Yeah.
And so
how do you know
the
what's
video.
on bottom?
Sorry, what was oh god, what was that?
How do you know what's on bottom?
How do you know what's on bottom? Okay, title. That makes no sense. Speaking of an inside joke.
Oh no.
How do you know what's on bottom? That might be the dumbest
thing I've ever said. That's how you know what's on tap.
That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. Oh, I love it so much.
Thank you. Okay. So in a pub, you know what's on tap.
In a pub.
What was
right? So it's a kind of a short little meme, kind of a video, and it's a guy walking up and he's looking at the taps, TAPS, and he says to the barman, "What have you got on tap?"
Yeah,
I can't say that word now. I don't know. What have you got on bottom?
It's a good joke.
It's not. It's so not. But I love it and I love you.
I love you too.
And so let's get on track here. Let's not get distracted. So the guy asks what's available, and
What's available?
And then the barman, they play the from Phil Collins in the Air Tonight, as him and a bunch of other bar staff are beating up the customer, right? So the joke is, you dumb fuck, they're written on the pumps, you can see the logos, you don't have to ask us, it's annoying that you ask us what's available when you can see it on there.
Sure.
And so I commented,
ableist, but yeah.
You get it! You get it! You get it, Brendan.
I do.
So I commented, you know, like something along the lines of, you know, not everybody. I don't know, like not everybody can see the taps, but well done for making your funny video, something like that. Mm-hmm. And the poor fuckers who got their nose like really bent out, like really got hurt and bent out of shape about this, and then like. I got one or two comments that were basically, and one of them actually was reported and marked as bullying, but one of them was essentially, you have no business being in a bar if you're visually impaired.
The fuck?
Yeah. So it's just, you know, just if we ever get to like, I mean, don't know.
You literally, like, alcohol literally makes you vision impaired. Not in the same way, but it does impair your vision. Like, that's part of it. So you take a drink, you have to leave.
Yeah.
According to this
and I have been accused of being overserved before just because I have wobbly eyes. It is a noted thing. But yeah,
you gotta wear those shades.
Yeah. But then I become like cliche. But yeah, like
did you say cliche?
The shades thing, yeah, like blind people wearing sunglasses.
Well, sure, okay, yeah, okay, yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow raspberries at that. I just mean like, I thought you meant cliche as in like this cool guy at the bar. I was going the complete opposite direction with it. So sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
but yeah, it's I don't know, like just a friendly reminder that we live in this lovely bubble, and every now and again you venture out and you get stung, and it's like, oh shit, like it was, and like none of it hurt me. It was just a reminder of going, oh, people like that do exist that say those things.
Yeah,
they actually do. And how many believe them, I don't know. Like, how many are just butthurt because their favorite creator got told off in the comments,
right.
And they felt like they needed to leap to the. Because most of I think I got one or two. I've got 2 or 3 likes on my comment, but most of the reactions are that I'm
negative.
The one who is in the wrong.
Right.
And one of them I actually replied to, and I was like, yeah, lol, that was quite funny. I can't remember what it was. It was something along the lines of, I think it was just, you seem fun. And I was like, 10 out of 10. That's, that made me laugh. I appreciate that one. But the rest of them are just like, yeah, you shouldn't be in a bar. And then a bunch of people who just didn't get it. Like I made the point, because the first person who commented didn't understand the point I was making. They were like, they're big and they're lit up. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're visually impaired, you can't see them. And that's when it was like, well, if you're visually impaired, you shouldn't be in a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that point you really have to go. And that's why, like you were saying earlier about things not being sad, but fascinating. It's like, what is going on in the brain for these people? Because I don't think that that's what they think. But at that moment, that is absolutely what they want to say.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's does it come down to, again, they follow this creator, that's their tribe, I've come in as someone who doesn't get the bit or whatever. It's like, no, I got the bit sucked. But is it just that that they're upset that I've come in and taken a poop on their lawn? Or or are there genuinely people, and this is the darker thing, and I wonder about this, and how much does this expose of these people, how many people genuinely do feel like, disabled people don't have a place in public society, which is a discourse.
That hurts my heart.
Yeah. And that, again, it's that doesn't personally hurt me, but the idea of that is hurtful. You know what I mean? The idea of that is, deeply upsetting.
And then, I know people. I know people generally have an idea of the line of where a person is or is not disabled, with air quotes. But it's a gradient. That's just an arbitrary line that one person picks. So if we were supposed to exclude them, where? And then we need to fucking create a new bureaucracy around where we shuffle these people off and send them off into an island or whatever. And it's so much work.
It's so much work, man. So much paperwork. Are you aware of the social model of disability?
No, enlighten me.
Yeah, so this is the idea that disabled people are not. It is not the things that they are born with that make them disabled.
Okay.
It is society's inability, or sometimes lack of will, in supporting. They are disabled by, lack of access to things. That is what they are, and which I think is a very good way of looking at things. It's what you're looking at is difference, and society's inability to cater for difference. And not every difference can always be catered for in the same way all the time. But it's about the grace, I think, with which you deal with that.
Right.
And I think it's a really interesting way of looking at disability. Of we're all born different, but society has a bar, and different people,
and you have to be able to see the tap.
You have to be able to see what's on tap,
and bottom,
and
tap and bottom. Oh no. I have been experimenting with the AirPod hearing aid feature.
Oh, cool!
Which is a bit of a tangent and a new topic. I've needed to invest in some hearing aids for a long time, and I just have been putting it off. Speaking of disabilities, like I have a big dip in my hearing in both ears, from 2,000 hertz to like 10,000 hertz ish area, and so it's the upper range of human speech, and transients, hi-hats, the upper range of music,
Sibilance.
of course. Yeah. And I can get by, but I don't, I have to ask people to repeat themselves, or I miss things entirely, or this and that. And it's just been like, okay. But like I've felt, I've been pushing it off so much because I feel like I don't want to be defeated by this. Like I don't want to be like, there's some sort of feeling of like I'm not good enough on my own if I need to have hearing aids.
Oh, and sure. Okay.
And then and my mom got hearing aids a couple of years ago, and she's like, "Oh yeah, they're really interesting," or whatever. And she's not using them at the moment at her nursing facility, and early she commented that she hadn't been using them. I was like, "Oh, could I borrow them?" I'm just kind of curious what they feel. I mean, they're kind of expensive, and healthcare and insurance and stuff here, it sucks. So I was like, it's hard to want to make the investment without even knowing what it's like at all. And so she's like, yeah, they're made for my ears, but like you can try them out. And I hadn't really thought about that at all. I was just like, I'm just kind of curious what they were like to put on. And so I put them on, and like it was not at all tuned to my ears, and it was like screechy and it was different, obviously differently EQ'd for her hearing.
Calibrated, yes.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I obviously I knew that, but I wasn't really thinking about it. And then I realized, like, because of that experience, I realized like, oh, trying on somebody's hearing aids is like trying on somebody else's prescription glasses. Like they're tuned to that specific person's needs. And so if that's true, then like they're just glasses for your ears. So it's like, I'm not it was a whoa moment for me. I was like, oh, it's not. And then I kind of consciously knew, but it was a bit uncovering of like, oh, I've really been holding myself back with this thought pattern of being lesser than because I need help with my hearing. And then at the same time, around the same time, I walked by an ad for the Apple AirPods Pro 2 hearing aid feature, and I was like, oh yeah, Margaret has 2 sets of AirPods because I got her one and then she lost it, and then I got her a new one, and then she found the first one. And so she's been going back and forth between the two, which has been great because she can just always have a charged one. And I asked her if I could borrow one set, and have been using that with the hearing aid feature, and it was cool because I took a new hearing test with the AirPods and got to see where I'm at, and my hearing has actually improved since the mold is gone, and so it was cool to see that data.
That's great.
But it's still, it's still a big dip. And it's really interesting. It's really it's very Apple, where sometimes it works so perfectly, and then sometimes it just feels so finicky and so like, why are you doing that? Like what triggered this change in sound?
Okay.
Because it's trying to be adaptive to the environment, and trying it like depending on your settings, of course, it like automatically boosts conversation or cancels noise or this or that, and then but sometimes it just kind of like, oh no, we're gonna allow in that sound now, but it was like, why
that jackhammer?
Yeah, this noise is coming in because we think that you want to hear that now. No, I want to hear the person. Like so in that regard, it's leaving a lot to be desired. But
yeah, that might be tricky because I wonder if some of that is about noise that you might need to know about environmentally if you're walking, for example, and you need to know that, you know, whether it's traffic or something, that there is something nearby that you need to be able to hear. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
think
that's a deliberate choice, but I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't quite feel like that. It just feels like it's like
it's bad.
Yeah,
bad heuristics.
Sometimes it seems to work really super well, but I don't know. But I looked up because of that. I've now looked up some hearing aid options, and there's some decent options out there that are not outrageously expensive. So I might be working on that soon. Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. Or Brendan
get myself
becoming
some
augmented.
ear glasses. Yeah. And I already have implant supported dentures. I don't have any teeth anymore anyway, so you know, I'm already a cyborg.
Yeah, man.
Why not just continue?
Just go.
Would you get like back in the day we used to listen to We Have Concerns, and they would often talk about like if they could cyborg, they would like get like fucking glowing wings or you know whatever cool thing. Would you ever do a not a biohack in terms of the guys that want to live forever, but like a biohack as in actually hacking something into your body? Would you ever do that?
I've always loved the idea of being able to having a plug, having a socket in my head or something.
Like a Matrix like?
Yeah. And load up a mini disc because that's what they were. And then suddenly you know Kung Fu. Or something like that. You know, that could be a way that telepathy could happen, or you could instantly just know a thing.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Yeah,
I mean, sure, you know, if someone can find a way to nano implant new optic nerves in my brain, or in my skull, I guess, not in my brain. They can't be in my brain. They connect to the brain. Great. Give that a go
for sure.
Because like nothing external is ever gonna make a difference. Because it's the cabling that's the problem. So if I could get new cabling, then
replace those HDMIs.
Yeah, man. It would be just like, oh my god, I've been singing 640 by 480 for all this time.
Speaking of vintage methods of listening to music,
sure.
Margaret and I just got a record player.
Nice.
Yeah, we went.
What'd you get?
We went with Cameron to and Carl to Music Millennium, the greatest local record store, for his birthday. And we had been kind of thinking about records for a little bit, super vaguely. But when we got there, and it's just like, and
we deserve this.
We deserve. Well, actually, that came up. And they had a whole wall of record players, and we got a Crosley with a white table, and they had white and walnut. And I was like, oh, I really want the walnut, but they only had the white in stock, and I'm actually really glad they only had the white because it looks really sharp. And then
is this one of the hipster suitcase ones?
No.
Okay.
It's a proper
one.
Sits and stays at home. I used to have a Ion traveling record player, and it had a little speaker built into it, like it could just be its own little unit, and it was actually kind of cool. Yeah, I liked it. I got rid of that for some dumb reason. But yeah, we picked up this actually nice looking one, and then we brought it home. It exactly perfectly fit in this spot of the office where the bench meets the bookcases. And it like the lid can lift up and it just goes right into the bookcase area, and like it's just perfect. It's like I made it for it. It was amazing. And we picked up some records. So Margaret was like looking through the sale area of the record store and first found Soul Coughing Live 2024, and she like literally gasped out loud. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Brendan's gonna love this!" And then she found the soundtrack to Avalon, the movie Avalon, which I don't know if you've seen, but it's one of her favorite movies. It's got Elijah Wood's first like major role.
Oh wow!
And it's about this immigrant story in America and how the television was kind of the downfall of families, and it's just a beautiful movie, great soundtrack, and it was like It couldn't have been more kismet. It was just like perfectly. A record for Brendan, a record for Margaret, like amazing. And then I found one Hosier that I thought she would like, and I was like, oh hey, look at this, and she's like, yep, great, added to the list. And then she found a Regina Spektor one, and so we picked up a few to start with and brought it home, and it was great. Carl, Margaret, and I all listened to some records together and had a really nice time. It was fun. It's fun to have that like need to get up and change and flip. Like it kind of it's
more
like
active.
It's more active and
makes it more of a participation.
Right. And it's like just a prompt to get up off your seat and to change things and not have it be the exact same. And some albums are just a really good aphrodisiac, it really helps things go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it the C100 BT that you got?
It is a BT. Is that? I think it was like
that one
C6.
Comes in cream, and I don't think the other finish is walnut from what I can see here though.
I think
they look lovely.
Yeah, it was really great. I'm gonna say I think it was a C6, but I don't know if it'll show me images here.
My cousin,
C6.
C6. My cousin who he now buys and sells vintage records.
Oh, neat.
So he has his own like pop-up thing. He recommended me an Audio-Technica.
I was looking at those, sure.
And it's really great, but it's my first manual. And I would much rather have an automatic, if I'm honest.
So tell me the difference.
So with a manual, and I really don't know why they exist. I don't, unless you are some kind of awful hipster, I don't see the appeal. I don't know why they don't all make them automatic. A manual, as you might imagine, when the record finishes, the record player is like, I don't know, I'm just going to keep going.
Sure.
It doesn't do the thing where it lifts up and then returns the needle back to its spot and stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we have a manual.
Oh, okay.
The record stops, but it doesn't move the arm back.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the record. Surely the record stops. I'm not actually entirely sure with mine, but that's near. Did you have to do?
That's fine to me.
The whole like calibration thing, like calibrating the weight of the needle. Yeah, that was an
interesting experience. Yeah, I hadn't had to do that for the. I guess automatics don't need that because
I don't know if that's the case. I think they still need calibration.
Don't think I had to do that for my Ion, so I'm not really sure what was going on there.
Oh, okay, maybe that's the case.
I don't know. Maybe it was just that specific one. I only have experience with two. So.
Yeah, and I think it is. It's a sort of a mark of quality that you're getting. Like if you're gonna, I mean, I don't know what the quality of Ion is, so I don't know. But I think part of it is like when you don't know, you might just get it out of the box and that's it. And what I've sometimes noticed with cheaper record players, and like I said, I don't know Ion, so I don't know if that is the case. But when I've bought record players in the past, it's like some turntables are a little bit fast, some are a little bit slow.
Sure.
Some they get more skipping, or the sound is like, because when I set my Audio Technica up, I miscalibrated it so much that basically the needle just went like face planted into the vinyl, and so you could hear this, just like all of the songs sounded angry, and so you really have to set it up, and like again, if you do that, if it's not right, then you get too much skipping, and it's like you've really got to get it just right, and it is man, that is an exercise. And I had a flashback to memories of many years ago where our family, and I think it was probably just households up and down the country in the UK did this. You would tape a pound coin to the needle, to the top of the needle, the housing, so that you could. That's how you weighted it, because they didn't necessarily have the counterpoint. And so you just you used a pound coin to weight it down.
Nice, that's a good hack.
Happy memories. But I bought my mum for her 60th like a similar model to mine, but the automatic version.
Nice.
And it's so much nicer. It's just like, this is great. Especially where like this one, it finds the, like, if you tell it 45 or 33. 33?
Yeah, 33 and 30.
If you tell it which one you're putting down, it will place the needle directly at the beginning without you having to like. Oh shit! No,
that was a good. That
was a good impression of needle on rubber.
It was, yeah. I love it.
Title.
I can visualize how being visually impaired would be definitely behoove you.
Sometimes it's a little bit like. Fumbling to get a key in a lock. He's just like stab it. Oh yeah, there we go. I got it out.
Yeah,
but it's all part of the process, man.
It is.
And it's like I know, like I as you know, I've described myself as a cloth cap in human form. I love that, like what the Norwegians I think call hygge, the coziness of. Just like sitting back, maybe it's a Sunday late morning.
Oh yeah,
and you're up, and maybe you've had a little bit of breakfast, or you're sitting there with your coffee, and you put a record on, and you sit there and read or whatever, and it's just like,
so good, dude.
That's the shit.
That's life.
That's man. That's the stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, the few other people around, and yes. So I went on. So Margaret made the joke, or not a joke at all. She was just she looked over at me and sincerely said, "Okay, this is great. We can only buy records from Music Millennium."
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, I love the sentiment, but nope. Because I'm gonna need to buy records from the Engina Music store online.
Oh, sure.
And she was like, "Okay, yeah, of course." I get that.
Mate, thrift stores.
And that was my that was my second.
Where you got to go diving.
Actually, the next thing I was like, well, what about garage sales?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, that's great. And how about Goodwill or thrift stores? Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, that's fine. I just mean not on like a big online retailer.
Okay.
And I'm like, yes, absolutely, 100% cosign.
We are married. Like this should be taken for. Yeah.
But yeah, so lovely. I did go on to the Engina Music store, and it was. Just like how it was crazy kismet how everything worked out in the record store of finding a table that we love, finding a couple records that would completely speak to us as people as what we love. I went on the store, and they had almost every album I wanted to get, like as a back catalog kind of thing. Of what they had my favorite Cubicolor album. They had 3 Andrew Bayer albums, Andrew Bayer is like my favorite artist. They had Flow State by Above and Beyond, which is the album the album I've listened to the most out of anything ever, and it was and also I got to pre-order the Casablanca album, which I'm super excited about. I've heard the first half. It's what I want to make as a Dapper Wizard, and it's just so primo. It's just so good, and I'm so excited to hear the second half. And because I bought the vinyl, I got to have my name in the liner notes. So they're submit your name, and they print the thing, and as somebody who's like contributed to that, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And it was just all, and they were having a summer sale at the time, so it was like 10% off a bunch of stuff, or I think two or three of the albums were $10 off, and it was all just like, I can't believe this is available and I'm able to buy this and it's on sale, and what crazy timing. Like, thank you, God. Like, this is perfect. Like, it's all good. It's all great.
Oh, so I love that. I've still got Mission to Zix vinyl that I haven't yet sat down and played with.
Nermit Bundaloy. Oh, wait.
Bermot Nundaloy, yes.
Yeah, but that's this one.
So I've got the Bermot Nundaloy album, which I think will be, I don't know if I will ever listen to that, but I get, like, it's nice that it exists.
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
But
yeah, I know.
The soundtrack, I think, would be great. And I'm so pleased that, like, I managed to chase that down, and they were so, the Topatico guys or whatever they're called, they were so nice and sorted me out. And it came with all the stickers and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And even the little insert thing in the middle that you have for records that don't have a hole, or that have too big a hole. So I was just sat here looking at vinyl. I wanted to. I was looking at The Tallest Man on Earth. There's an album called The Wild Hunt, which I really enjoy, which has a very cassette-like sound. But I think I'd quite like to hear that on vinyl. He's just a really good singer-songwriter. And I think I would enjoy that on vinyl. It's £22. But one of my favourites that I have is Muse, Origin of Symmetry, their 20th anniversary record. And that's real good because that's got some extra stuff, and they remastered it for vinyl, and they made some tweaks and changes and stuff. And there's one of them. I'm actually, as much as I enjoy Muse, like, I have vast gaps in my knowledge, and sometimes I can't remember the names of songs. But there's a song that's Something Cuts, that's actually one of my favorites on the album, and his vocals and how everything just soars and is wonderful, and because it's been remastered and remixed for vinyl, it's just like, it's got this lovely, well, not lovely because Muse aren't lovely, but it's just aching and it pulls at you. It's great.
Love that.
And when I was at the Moseley Folk Festival 2 years ago, I picked up signed vinyl from a band that I saw there that I thought were nice. I think they were Canadians. I went to the merch tent and picked up a signed LP, which was nice.
Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be another area where we're definitely going to be able to buy vinyl directly from the artists.
Yes.
That's a good one. We did that way before we got the record player. Maybe 2-3 years ago, we bought vinyl from Mama's Broke when we saw them live, and just been holding on to it, just as like a little piece of art and contribution to the artist, of course. But that was the first thing I played on the player to make sure it was all hooked up and working and stuff. And good stuff. I like right now, if you buy a vinyl, they'll either have like a little slip inside of it, or it comes with your online order, but you get the digital copy as well. Yeah. And that's really sweet. That's like that's best of both worlds. You're getting a cool physical item that looks beautiful, and you're getting something that's flexible and can follow you wherever you go. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
I think I at some point I may move out of or off of because I'm pretty free and clear of a lot of the streaming services now.
Mm-hmm.
The only two I pay for are, and I'm not really certain why I'm still paying for Apple TV. In my head, it's still cheap, but I think it's probably not anymore. I think in my head, it's still like a $5 a month, and I think it's probably not.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No.
It's 10.
Yeah. And Dropout. And I'm not quitting Dropout, although
no,
you fucked my playlists and everything now.
Man.
Like, I don't know where I am.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know where I am anymore.
I'm so sorry. I really am.
It's the bad app.
No. Wait, no.
Bad app.
No, it's a great app. It's fine, at least.
It's the content's
but
great. It's not a good app.
Yeah, I mean, it's only because they don't have.
I think it's a
profiles.
stock app with, like, they would have. I think they just bought a. There's a lot of those like run your own streaming services in a box thing. I don't think it's custom. I'd be surprised if it was custom made.
Dropout is a Netflix.
Dropout is, as you say, I enjoyed that. I woke up and watched that this morning.
I intended to only watch ones that you'd seen, and then I got so addicted to it. I'm just like, oh my god, and then and then it snowballed, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, Mark. I appreciate you so much, and
that's what friendship does to you, is it? Okay, that's what you do with your friends. No, it's fine. It's
but I would never get rid of Dropout either. I think
no, would you not? No,
I wouldn't. I would never get rid of your Dropout.
It's one of those things where. And like, because I've been immersed in like marketing bullshit for the last 5 years, because I've been trying to fucking survive, and thinking that I can marketing my way out of it. One of the things that people talk about is like when you buy stuff based on values, and like I subscribe. There's something about that with Apple TV as well that like I appreciate what they do to such a degree that I want to pay for it to continue.
Yeah.
But I really feel that about Dropout.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just about the content, it's about the people, and it's about the ethos and the amazing way that company is run.
Profit sharing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And just like
the voices they bring out. That? Yeah. And like, at least in this current season, a Game Changer and stuff, like you can see where your money is going.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, Sam Limit Ding Dong. What an epic. You watched that now, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Too fucking good. I love how they made a secret budget.
Yeah.
To hide it from Sam. Incredible. What was I going to say? Oh, so you were talking about subscriptions. Like you're subscribed. We were talking about music. You're still subscribed to Apple Music. Do you feel like that's something that you want to keep going? Like, is a music subscription service something that's on the chopping block?
Yeah,
for you?
Because it used to be important to me, and then at some point I think I just stopped caring, and now I care again. At least enough. Sure. At least a bit. It used to be important for me to have, quote unquote, my music.
Yeah.
And like, I remember back in the day, like I would use Spotify, but then if I really liked an album, I'd still buy the album. Like I wouldn't think of not. But the last time I remember doing that was 2015, Stephen Page's Page One album. I remember, I was a Spotify user then, and I bought the album because I'm like, well, that's what you do. Like, if you like the album, you want to own it in some capacity. Even digitally is fine, but like owning it. And every now and again, like, I mean, Spotify's a tricky one. Like, it shouldn't be up to whether someone is in a good mood or not, whether they've had a bad day. That shouldn't dictate whether I can play my favorite album or not. Because someone can have a bad day and walk into a meeting and say, we're pulling all our shit from this particular service because we don't know what they did, or we're at war with them, or our record label is at war with them, or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Like, that shouldn't mean that I then just don't have access to the music that I had before.
That is literally what happened in the reverse when I pulled Adapter Wizard from Spotify.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And that's the problem with streaming services.
Yeah.
That's
but
the issue.
If they bought it from me, then they could just have it forever.
Yeah, if the listener wants to buy the stuff which is available through CD Baby and probably the Apple Music Store and other places, I would have thought.
Yeah,
it's just like wherever you get digital music, isn't it?
On the iTunes Store, you could probably buy it on Amazon. I know it's on Amazon Streaming, but I don't know if it's on the Amazon Store, which that doesn't actually make me very happy. But or you could just email me. You know,
there you go. Bandcamp is always an option.
Yeah, I don't think it's on there though. But you can get the Unplaced soundtrack on Bandcamp.
Oh,
and
yes.
God, I just listened to that yesterday. Actually, it's so good. I'm really proud of it.
Tell us about that.
Oh, so Unplaced was a podcast audio drama, 8 episodes, about this person who they wake up one day and they're just invisible and they can't interact with the world and they don't understand it and they're trying to figure it out. And it's a kind of a, not horror, but thriller, this is a creepy kind of dark, twisted tale a little bit. And so I was commissioned to edit the podcast and score the podcast. And so I made this soundtrack for it. And they gave me some artists that they kind of liked and wanted it to sound like. I think it was like Rat-a-Tat and Fortet and a few others. And so I had made music before, but this was a big commission for me. This was a big like project that I hadn't never really done much of before. And what an awesome experience. Like, I was a great collaborator and a wonderful opportunity. And I had so much fun with it, creating these, the soundscapes. And while I was making it, like they're kind of like down tempo, dark, dancey kind of tracks, apart from the audio drama. Like, you just strip out the sound effects and the person talking. The music alone was just really great. I was really happy with it. And so I put it up on Bandcamp and got some people downloading it, which was really cool. But I when I was making it, not only was I making it for the podcast, but I also I had a friend in mind at the time who I kind of thought I think my friend would really like to write to this. I think that they would really enjoy this as background music while they're doing stuff. And then I just put it up on the internet and he bought it and it was I really like this for writing. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's I've had a fun project in mind of taking those songs and remixing them in my kind of more current style of what I actually like in terms of dance music, because at the time I wasn't into dance music and I was just trying to make something. She would give me I can't remember if each of the 8 episodes she gave me a couple reference tracks, or I think maybe just early on she supplied me with a few tracks and then I tried to use them all throughout, something like that. But I would just listen to that track and I would try my best to make that same sound for the drum and for the synth and for the bass and then this and that and these different parts and pieces. And I'm not skilled enough to be able to make it sound exactly, which is great because then it's my own sound. Yes. So it actually works out really perfect. And yeah, it was just so fun to put together. And I some of the melodies and some of the harmonies and just little sections here and there, I just wow, I fucking did that. This is so good. Tracks 3 and 4, they're just so good. They're both 8 minutes long, and it's a soundtrack, and it's such a it's such a small audience of people who would appreciate this. But for me, man, I'm so proud of it. It's really good. Unplaced soundtrack. It's on Bandcamp. Go find it. Listen.
Yes.
And as always, mankind lives under hypnosis that he fails to recognize.
Wake up!
And correct me if I'm wrong.
Go Hawks.
Was that too loud? I tried to step away.
No, it was lovely.
Okay, perfect.